So I've had some questions about the Phase 3 discussion board. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of show you some things that you can do with this. Okay, you're going to have to be creative and you're going to have to think about some of the things you can do. Okay, so what you're doing here is you're thinking you've got two companies that have merged, and so you have to summarize some of the information. Remember that charts summarize information and give you kind of a visual view of what the data says. Okay, so what I would do is I would start by doing a search. Okay, there's all sorts of chart wizards and chart demos and things that you can do. Plus, you can also do searches on the different types of charts. So if you see like a bubble chart, you don't know what it is. So here's a bubble chart. You can read and you can say, is this something that I could do for my organization? Could I use a bubble chart? And then experiment with it. You might want to experiment on how you can do things. Here's an example of a bubble chart. And you can say, okay, well, will this work with my data or will this not work with my data? Okay. Now, the thing is here is I want you guys to be kind of creative. Try to stay away from just the beaten path. You know, I mean, you can just do the standard. But let me show you some things that you can do to kind of make it a little bit more exciting. Okay, so let's start by sorting our data. Okay, so we're going to go to data and we're going to sort, and I'm going to sort it by job title. Okay, now remember we learned how to do a subtotal, so I'm going to add a subtotal at each change in job title. Now I have job title 2 chosen here because remember we have 2 job titles. I'm going to average, and then I'm going to average my salary. Okay, and I have salary 2 because remember we changed it to currency. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Okay, so now I have my subtotals. These are my subtotals. Now, if I want to chart those subtotals, here's what I can do. I clicked on 2 to collapse this. I'm going to select my data. Okay, then I'm going to go back and remember how we selected just the visible cells. Okay, because look over here. See, all that other stuff is hidden. So I want to select the visible cells only. And then I'm going to insert a chart. Okay, now look what I've got here. I've got the salaries, okay, and then I've got the averages charted on my graph, okay? So you can see that there's different things. And what does this show? Well, this shows the average salaries of all of the people who are working in the Kobe office, okay? So basically it just sort of summarizes the data. If you're more capable in Excel, you can do like a pivot table. Okay, I have no problem with that if you want to do a pivot chart. But if you don't know how to do a pivot chart, that's fine. Just stay away from it. Okay, but that's just that's something you can do. Of course, you can stick with just the standards, and you can do like you know, all the salaries. Okay. So here's all the salaries. Okay, same thing. Okay, that shows all the salaries. Okay, what does this tell me? Not a whole lot, but you know, it's a chart. It kind of gives me some visual information on how the salaries are arranged. Okay, so think about that. Think about how you can arrange the data in order to tell you information. If you want to work with both sheets, you can do this. You're going to have to do some sorting. You're probably going to have to do some subtotals in order to come up with data that you can use. Okay, the other thing that you can do if you want to, if you're doing that subtotal thing, remember we can do like we did with the data from our other project. So you go through here, you do this, get your data, and then you can actually move this. Okay, go to home, and then go to find, go to special, visible cells only, and then you can copy that and paste it to a new sheet. Okay, if you do that, then you don't have to worry so much about how you're selecting the data. And then this way too, I can pull data from Kobe and I can pull data and I can combine data from the two sheets. Be creative. Think about what information might the CEO want to know? What type of information might be important to him or her that they're going to need to know? And then how can I show that information in a chart? You might have to do and explore your abilities in Excel. You might have to do some research to find out how you can get that data into the sheets that you want. You may have to pull data into another sheet to get it to chart the way that you want. That's all fine, okay? But try to, like I said, try to be creative. Try to do something that your classmates haven't done. Try to be unique. Try to be original. And then tell us a little bit about it. What does this, if I do a column chart on this, what does it tell me about the organization? How does it help the CEO? Okay. I hope that kind of gave you guys a little bit of information. You can go from there. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to let me know.